like to call the meeting for Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022 to order. We're a couple minutes late. Thank you all for being here. And would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Zerlo has been excused. We have proper adult leadership tonight. Deputy, Ms. Gimbel, would you please conduct the roll?
Sure, certainly. Mr. Castine?
Present.
Mr. Gazzaio?
Here.
Mr. Hall is excused. Mr. Henry?
Here.
Mr. Hughes?
Here.
Mr. Kretzer?
Here.
Mr. Courier?
Here.
Mr. Potiker?
Here.
Mr. Timmons?
Here.
Ms. Waldron? Here.
Okay, all legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of the March 9th, 2022 regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. I have a motion by legislator Kretzer, second by legislator Gazzaio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to share their thoughts with the committee? Anyone at all? Okay. We have none tonight, so we will go right to the committee reports. I will call on the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with Buildings and Grounds and Legislator Gazzaio.
Yes,
Sir.
Mr. Chairman. The Building and Grounds Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on resolutions 178 and 179 on the agenda. The next Buildings and Grounds meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 11th at 4:30 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Children and Family Services Committee and Legislator Potiker.
Thank you, Chairman. The Children and Family Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 5th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Economic Development and County Operations with Legislator Waldron.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 13th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance Committee, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee has not met since the last regular session. The Finance Committee was polled on Resolution 180 on the agenda. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 6th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Health Committee, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 6th at 4:15 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Human Services Committee, Legislator Carrier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Human Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 5th at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Personnel Committee. The Personnel Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolutions number 181 through 204 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation from the meeting of March 7th. And the next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 4th at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, and you have that, right? Okay.
On behalf of Legislator Hall, the Plattsburgh International Airport Committee met earlier today. Chris Craig, the airport director, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract with Bolaire Aviation Incorporated, authorizing out-of-state travel, and authorizing contract with Company 2 Fire. Mr. Craig was also discussed the alternate essential air service update, the bipartisan infrastructure law, a construction update, and tenant update. Resolution number 205 through 213 have been placed on the agenda as a result of committee's recommendations. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 27th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, ma'am. Public Safety Committee, Legislator Castine.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Public Safety Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 4th at 4 p.m. That's the end of the report.
sir. Transportation, Legislator Cresser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met on Monday, March 21st. Glenn Cutter, the Planning Director, and Shannon Thayer, Planning Technician, were present to discuss the Clinton County Public Transit logo update and continued discussion regarding potential changes to Clinton County Public Transit. Carl Weiss, the Highway Superintendent, was present to discuss several resolutions, including amending Resolution Number 56, dated January 26, 2022, titled Authorizing the Purchasing Agent to Solicit Bids for Used Bucket Truck with a 30-foot to 50-foot working height, authorizing contract amendment with Bush Crane Incorporated, and authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for deck repairs to the Gatto Road Bridge over Saranac River, bin 3335780. Mr. Weiss also discussed the sale of the Highway Department's 2015 Volvo paver. Resolutions number 214 through 218 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 11th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much, sir. Liaison reports. Board of Health, Legislator Pop.
Thank you, Chairman. The Board of Health met on March 21st at 7 p.m. One resolution was approved, and some other information.
Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Pop.
Yes. There is a press conference scheduled for the Chamber on March 31st at 10 a.m. at the Chamber in regarding the opening of the border, or the loosening of the border restrictions. Everybody's welcome. Wants to attend. Chamber meeting is tentatively scheduled. It's the first one in a while for April 1st at 7:30 a.m. I will be attending that.
You will be attending?
I will.
Okay, I can't make it. I got invited as well, but I can't make it. I've got a conflict. I just can't reschedule. So if you're going to represent that and say a few words, that would be great.
Yep.
Thank you. We'll do that very much. Clinton Community College and Legislator Side.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022, I attended the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of Clinton Community College. Last month, I shared some information on some things that the board and the new president, John Colal, were working on. So I'm pleased to let you know that the Clinton Community College has signed a memorandum of understanding with Lincoln Welding to begin that certified welding program that they were so highly seeking. The costs of the college are very minimal. Lincoln Welding will be providing all of the equipment needed and the learning modules. This is a highly sought after skill that many local manufacturers need, and they look very favorably on graduates of this program. On the revenue side, they reported that the New York State Senate is funding community colleges at the 2019 level in the budget, whereas the Assembly is only funding at the 2020 level and the governor at the 2021 level. Obviously, the budget hasn't been solved yet, but this funding decision, they believe, will have a huge impact on their finances. So we'll know probably next month exactly what's going on. The college is also halfway through a middle state accreditation approval process. They will be having the personal visit part of the process in the month of April, and from there they'll get information on whether they become accredited. They don't believe there's going to be an issue. Final note, on your desk, I laid out a little flyer. Last month I also talked about the vet center. Well, Clinton Community College will be having opening day celebration of the new vet center at their facility on Thursday, March 31st, from 11 to 1 p.m. Representatives from Clinton Community College, the South Burlington Vet Center, U.S. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, and the New York State Assemblyman Billy Jones will be on hand for this dedication. They will also be recognizing Vietnam-era veterans with a pinning ceremony in conjunction with the National Vietnam Veterans Day. Refreshments will be served at the conclusion of the ceremony. This is a great opportunity for the legislator to honor our vets, and I'm requesting that as a group, we try our best to all attend. End of report.
Question?
Thank you
Is
very
there
much,
a
sir.
thing going on tomorrow, dedication of the building, or something there tomorrow on the 24th?
They didn't talk about it.
We got an email on it from the news reporting part of it, so. And something going on tomorrow, so 1, I think, that's all right.
Just made that the second best community college.
The second best report.
Chris, is that same time as your thing? It's a different day, right?
Ours is at 10.
So I don't know if we can all meet there or whatever, but, you know, we don't want to be upstaged by Congresswoman Elisa Stefanik. Billy Jones, right?
We don't mind that at all.
So,
Depends how big of a check they bring.
I think it's a nice opportunity to go and represent the vets, since we have nothing on our docket next week, or very little.
10 o'clock at the chamber that day.
Right. So you'll have to skip out early, be there for 11.
All right.
Anyway, that's the end of my report.
Darn good one it was, too.
Second best I've ever heard.
Community Service Board, Legislator Castine.
No report, sir.
Cooperative Extension, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, we met last Tuesday, the 15th. We closed the books and opened the books. Financially, we're looking good there. We also had a little question and answering with one of the executive director people that we're looking at. So hopefully we'll soon narrow down a person for that so that Mary can actually retire. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
The decision went out.
That's it, okay. Last week, was it Friday?
Yeah.
Friday. Kim and I and Francis and Josh on the grievance committee met with the sheriff's department on a grievance. And we arrived at a decision, and the decision went out, I believe, Monday to all the affected parties. So that's been taken care of and has been sent out. And that's all we have for that on grievance. Inter-county, Legislator Walden.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the inter-county met actually jointly, the joint inter-county meeting, our semi-annual one with the western counties, met last week. NISAC hosted a breakfast, and we had Dr. Grogan there from Northern Borders Regional Commission discussing on all the options of funding that could come our way. Mr. Zerl was there in attendance, so he was taking tight notes, but he has already reached out and ahead of the game on these grants, so.
Thank you. LC and LG Regional Planning Board, Legislators Hughes and Kretzer.
No reports.
Thank you. Soil and Water, Legislators Perry and Timmons.
Yeah, I got a few things. We got the summer grants for different farms going on this summer. We're also looking to do more tire recycling, hydro seeding with the towns, and we were just awarded a grant. It's a special planter that will be able to be used by any of the farms in the county. It actually plants seeds while corn is just starting to grow, so that when corn is actually harvested, another crop is already starting to grow, so hopefully it'll stop more erosion for the winter times, which is kind of neat. I think that was about a $50,000 grant to buy that, so it's kind of nice to get.
We also, the interviews for, did he hold the interviews for our summer intern?
I think he has somebody, yeah, he only had one person that was interested in it, so
Okay.
looking to one intern for the summer.
Anything else? Workforce Development Board, Legislator Kretzer.
No report.
Thank you. Staff member reports. Ms. Kelleher?
No, sir, nothing today.
Oh, the best. Ms. Gates?
No report, I just want to remind everybody of the tour on Saturday that Francis set up at Newly. I believe it's at 10 a.m. Just a reminder on that.
Anything else? Okay, I will be requesting an executive session on a contractual issue. And that's all we've got there. So we will turn to the resolutions. Before voting on any resolutions, I want to note that a majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Ms. Gidwell, will you please read the titles of the resolutions to be acted upon?
First, resolution number 178, authorizing contract with KAS Incorporated, Buildings and Grounds.
No. Go ahead.
No,
Motion, Legislator Preside. Second, Legislator Timmons. Any discussion? Roll call.
Where's the?
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Strike two, right?
No, that's not true.
Resolution 179, authorizing contract with Architectural and Engineering Design Associates, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, legislator Rosado. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 180, authorizing contract with Great American Leasing Corporation, Central Stores.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 181, approving backfill of a permanent full-time probation assistant, PCN 3229, Probation Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 182, approving backfill of a permanent full-time probation officer 1 position, PCN 3060, Probation Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 183, approving backfill of a permanent full-time account clerk typist position, PCN 3389, Probation Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 184, approving creation of a permanent part-time assistant public defender position, Public Defender's Office.
Motion, legislator Henry. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion.
I just want to remind the legislator that this is not a creation of a new position. There is a full-time assistant public defender position vacant at this point, so they are approving a part-time instead of the full-time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 185, approving backfill of a permanent full-time account clerk typist position, PCN 2858, Office of the Aging.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 186, approving backfill of a permanent part-time case manager for the elderly position, PCN 4237, Office of the Aging.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 187, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time administrative services officer position down to a permanent full-time principal account clerk typist position with backfill, PCN 2211, Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 188, approving backfill of a permanent full-time account clerk typist, PCN 2849, Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 189, approving backfill of a permanent part-time account clerk typist position, PCN 3571, Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 190, approving replacement of 2 vacant permanent part-time motor vehicle license clerk positions with a permanent full-time motor vehicle license clerk position, PCN 2132 and 2113, County Clerk.
Motion, legislator Henry. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 191, approving backfill of a permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 1 position, PCN 2231, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 192, approving backfill of a permanent full-time motor equipment operator 2 position, PCN 2279, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 193, approving backfill of a permanent full-time motor equipment operator 1 position, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 194, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time senior WIC program aide typist position down to a permanent full-time nutrition aide position with backfill, PCN 2007, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 195, approving backfill of a permanent full-time senior account clerk typist position, PCN 2714, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 196, approving backfill of a permanent full-time nurse's aide position, PCN 2695, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 197, approving backfill of a permanent full-time licensed practical nurse position, PCN 2724, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 198, approving backfill of a permanent full-time licensed practical nurse position, PCN 2691, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 199, approving backfill of a permanent full-time licensed practical nurse position, PCN 3450, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 200, approving backfill of a permanent full-time licensed practical nurse position, PCN 2709, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 201, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time dietary attendant position up to a permanent full-time cook position with backfill, PCN 2666, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 202, authorizing payment of 2022 membership dues, personnel department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 203, authorizing the chairperson to execute a memorandum of agreement by and between the County of Clinton and the Civil Service Employees Association Incorporated, Local 1000, AFSCME, AFL-CIO, Clinton County Units 6450 and 6466 of Local 884 Personnel Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 204, authorizing contract with Coughlin and Gearhart LLP, Legislature.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Kretzer. Roll call. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yeah.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 205, authorizing contract with Volair Aviation Incorporated, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 206, authorizing out-of-state travel, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 207, authorizing contract with Company 2 Fire, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 208, authorizing contract with Alltech Integrations Incorporated, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Courier?
Yeah.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 209, authorizing contract with CNS Engineering, Inc. for supplemental vapor intrusion assessment services, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 210, authorizing contract with Bach Environmental Incorporated, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 211, authorizing contract amendment with Environmental and Fueling Systems LLC, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 212, authorizing contract with Heinz Electrical Supply Company, Inc., Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 213, authorizing lease extension with Schluter Systems, Plattsburgh International Airport.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 214, amending resolution number 56 dated January 26, 2022, titled Authorizing the Purchasing Agent to Solicit Bids for a Used Bucket Truck with a 30-foot to 50-foot working height, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Bizzaio. Discussion. Josh, this is the one that's a lift more than a truck, though. We're referring it as bucket truck, but it's a lift.
As far as yeah, it is.
Yeah, right?
Four-wheel drive.
It's a four-wheel drive, and it's the only vehicle that can actually get people safely up in the air.
Right.
And
It's got
before-
multiple uses as opposed to the other one,
and I
right?
think previously they were actually using an old de-icer in the airport.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly. Any other questions other than mine? All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 215, authorizing contract amendment with Bush Crane, Inc., Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 216, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for deck repairs to the Gaudreau Road Bridge over Saranac River. Bridge identification number 3335780, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Would you like to be added as second?
I believe this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Just
Carried.
just assuming.
Yeah, it's on Saranac River.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yes, I missed one?
Resolution 217, approving change order number 1 and final agreement for the rehabilitation of the Pup Hill Road Bridge over Saranac River. Bridge identification number 3335720, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Waldron and Bizzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Carried.
Resolution 218, authorizing contract amendment with Olympic Auto and Truck Supply, Inc., Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 219, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act grant, employment and training.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Bizzaio. Any abstentions? One abstention, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 220, authorizing the county treasurer to decrease appropriation and corresponding revenue for the drinking water enhancement grant, health department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 221, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for rural well water testing grant, health department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 222, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the 2018 Operation Stone Garden Grant, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 223, authorizing the county treasurer to reappropriate 2021 funds for various accounts. Treasurer's office.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried. I believe that's the end of our resolutions. Good job. You don't have a 13-2, do you?
No, we do not.
Okay, does anyone have anything else come before the legislature before a request executive session? Seeing none, I'd like a motion to executive session for contractual license. May I have a motion? Motion legislator Walden, second legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We'll be going into executive session here in just a second. We are back in regular session. With no further, I will take a motion to adjourn by legislator Hughes, second by legislator Mazzio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all.